So this is known as Bavikonda. So when you call that, now this particular site, if you see, it's a massive site. There are two things about Buddhist sites. It's Sangharam or a Bauddharam. You've heard of that?
No.
Sangharam is one where only the community gets together and that much of teaching and staying happens. Bauddharam goes into it where it's another level. There's a kitchen, there's a dining hall, there's a storeroom, there is things like this. So there was far more activity which happened. So this one and Totlakunda, both of them are Bauddharamams. So that means it was an extensive, very detailed activity which happened over here. Now these mountains, this one, which is very natural with Visakhapatnam, these are rocks, condylite rocks. So you can imagine, just imagine if a group of monks had a mission which said that, this would be the probable place where we can set our sights. What always a monk looked for was isolation, but a place which they could associate with, because they had to do bhiksha. They had to ask for bhiksha. So there must have been a village here. They wanted to have a place for meditation and isolation, which would give them that kind of vibes for their prayers and learnings and meditation. So they located quite a number of sites. One is Pauralakonda, which is very close by, Totlakonda, this one. Little away Srikakulam side, there is another one, Salihundam. All of them have got these sites. So these are
How they got the water?
they were natural.
They were wells or what?
These are not wells. These are just spaces made for water. So they didn't dig deep wells. These were just water collected over there. Either it could be rainwater or natural water, which came into huge one. You can see them there. So there are three kinds of votive stupas. You've heard of it?
No.
One is a stupa which is just with good intention. One is that the monks beads or clogs or anything else material was kept, one of those, and one would be relics. So these are the three kinds of stupas. Uddesika is good intention stupas. Also it could be that he was a person who came here, who learnt here and felt good about it and wanted to tribute this place with no name, no intention, nothing. It's just that he presented this area with a stupa. Like how you've seen the Lingala Konda and Vajjanakonda where they kept sculpting the rocks.
Yes.
Big, small, very big things in Gopa. So that way all these are votive stupas which are Uddesika stupas, which is only a good intention. So they didn't find. Now this one, as we go closer, is a huge Maha Chaitya, they called it. Not just a stupa Chaitya combination. There has been a confusion, do we call it a Chaitya, do we call it a stupa? But on all four sides they found caskets. They found caskets and they found relics in it. They found gold coins in it and they found Satvahana coins in it. And so there were 4 different sizes of caskets they found. All of them buried exactly in the same location on all the 4 sides with the right distance.
But this was itself was the stupa.
Yes. Exactly like this they found them on either side, on all the 4 sides. They found them.
Now, these are the original pictures.
No, but some of them are the original. Some of them they actually made them here with the same material that they found.
Okay.
So they've used the same material. That means the powdered or the broken ones were put together and then they did it. But their conservation techniques were unknown very well to our archaeologists those days. Today they've become much better. a lot of people who've studied all over and have
So they found sort of the ruins and then they recreated.
recreated it based on the size of where it was found placed. So they know if it was this, then they would have found bits here, bits there. Based on that and the height, they calculated it and made it.
Okay.
You can see some of the old ones if you look at them. Some of the lower ones are this. You can see very porous. They are very, very porous. Those are the original ones.
The ones on the bottom.
Yeah, right at the bottom.
And how they know that it was this side?
They would have found remnants of it over there, of a certain height. It was all covered up. So based on the find, they knew the space and they calculated it.
So we found 4 caskets. but
Eight
they
caskets.
Were,
Eight
But they
caskets.
were not inside the...
No, they were found on the outside edges. They were found. I believe huge part of this was there. This is one of the biggest monks over here who reached his samadhi, and they would have put it up here.
Achha.
But you just imagine, from somewhere quite far away, they travel this distance. And what kind of architectural knowledge would they have had to come and decide and do it? I mean, isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
And then the belief that they had that it will succeed, because why would I invest my time, energy to build something like this unless they believed so strongly in it? So obviously all these were not built on a certain time at the same time or anything. So they were built over a period of time. So we're talking of 2nd century BC till 3rd century AD. That's 500 years. Over 500 years they might have built one stupa, then another stupa. Some other person would have come. So each one would have done it based on what it was. And so you're walking, can we walk through this?
Sure.
It might. So you can see how well we've taken care. We don't disturb anything. Everything has to remain like this. We don't have funds for clearing. We don't have funds for anything.
So this has been put together by INTACH or by...
No, state archaeology.
State archaeology.
We really wouldn't know how many came in. There was nothing documented or recorded. But they did come. And by now you must have understood that bricks were made with the local material, with the mud around here, and with herbs which they used, and they did it together, and they used the sun-drying method of doing the bricks.
All around this area is this particular earth, dirt?
Yes, the condylite. No, the condylite. Yeah, the rock and all is familiar.
But because maybe they were looking for this kind in order to do
the brick and to carve out also.
Yes.
Away from their comfort zone, that they have come away from there and actually set it up. I mean, for me it's really very intriguing. When you say Gaja Pustakara Chaitya Griha, it means that the shape of the elephant, the roundedness of the elephant. In all these sites, we don't have a single rock stupa. This is the only one which has got a rock stupa.
Vihars were like the cells.
Yeah, cells which they, yes. Yeah. But when you look at this, when you say the cells, in fact, even you, when you say bedroom, you look into everything, your table, your chair, your computer, blah, 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 blah. No, but then when you sleep, what you really need is the smells.
And toilet, how they did? They were into nature? Or?
Into nature. Dining room. So they sat on the floor and sat and ate.
But it was no roof?
It must have been there.
Yeah, because otherwise when it rained...
But you can see these little raised ones, which is like all of them sat and ate over here.
And how they provide the food?
Yeah, that's the kitchen.
Yeah, but who brought the goods?
So that is what this one would be the tradesman who traveled, who wanted to have insight into all this. But in a Bauddha Ramam, there was it was a cosmopolitan kind of a living. So you had the monks, you had even visitors who wanted to be part of the learning and teachings and meditate and sort of aspire to be a true Buddhist. Though they didn't call them Buddhists those days. Buddha's learnings, Buddha's teachings. And they say that this was a place of meditation definitely by the top monks during the full moon night.